terminates in the attic. So you're just blowing wet air into the attic. It should be extended to the exterior.
Sure.
Loose wires in the attic should be secured. Same in the crawl space. Checking the mini split for cooling temperatures, and it's cooling good. Just a shot of your structure. You have 2x6 and 2x8 rafters, 2x6 and 2x8 ceiling joists. This is an insulation. This is under the original dwelling. So I'll show you what the new attic looks like in the back.
Okay.
Light bulb was burnt out in the attic up front. Again, you got a loose wire. I check it, it's de-energized, but again, for safety purposes, it should be removed or put in a box. Missing some insulation on the wall in the upstairs bedroom. Good numbers on the air. A.O. Smith electric hot water heater underneath the stairs. This is a 2008 and is a 40-gallon tank. And got good hot water everywhere. Everything's plumbed properly. Hot's hot, cold's cold. There's a floor behind the dryer. So you want to cover that up just to keep critters from getting in the house or potential energy loss. And that's right there where your dryer vent used to be, so I'm assuming they probably had the dryer exhaust vented underneath at one time.
Okay.
Minor damage to your plaster wall underneath the stairs. You have kind of a mix of sheetrock and plaster throughout the house.
Okay.
Now your electrical panel and main service disconnect is in the kitchen. And this is when I noticed that this wasn't connected to the main panel. So, shot of your panel. You have a 200 amp service, and the panel looks pretty good. You do have a couple of loose connectors that should be either removed or properly terminated, and that's probably some of those loose wires we're seeing in the attics. Now you can see this wire's been cut, and all you really need to do on that is just tape it up.
Okay.
You have one circuit breaker that's double tapped. I'll have complimentary shots of the home for your report. And here's a shot of the attic of the rear addition. Shot of insulation looks good up there. Now here I am at the little roof over the back door I told you about. We're getting active moisture, and you can see the moisture stains there. At the very peak, at the ridge of the rear addition, you're also getting, you got a minor leak. See some moisture stains and slightly elevated moisture levels. So could be just water blowing in or unsealed nail heads, but it's not horrible, but it's wet, so we want to fix it. Again, more dry stains here and there in the attic.
Yeah, with the roof being so new, those probably are from an older roof and
these
necessitated the new roof.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not bad at all. We just need to take a look at it and see where it's getting in. There is a vertical brace that's at the rear of the addition, and it sits up on this ceiling joist, and at some point or another it was knocked loose, so it just needs to be secured.
Okay.
The rafters really hold the roof up, but this little brace is there to help.
Okay.
Refrigerator, complimentary shots of appliances. Now, like we were looking at the display on the range, you can't fully see the time. I'm not sure if that's something in there that shifted, but kind of just FYI. Good numbers on the range there, good numbers on our hot water. Now the fridge works. You got a little crack to a cover, and the ice maker appears to work. We got ice in the bin, good numbers in the freezer. Now the door seal of the freezer appears to have a leak in it, or does not completely seal, where you see ice built up on the freezer door. You also have some cosmetic dings on the cover of the refrigerator. I'll have shots of your broiler, bake elements working. Now the ice and water dispenser did not work on the refrigerator.
Okay.
The kitchen faucet is loose. You just need to secure that.
Okay.
Cosmetic repair to cabinets, just flaking paint. Bacon broiler, all your stove is working good. Now this outlet here to the left of the stove, the GFCI is not working, and you can see you have an open ground. So that's either, again, improperly wired or just a worn out outlet.
Okay.
shot of the upstairs bedroom, bathroom. Now, when you install a sink nowadays, you need to have an outlet within 3 foot of that sink. There's no outlet upstairs in the bathroom. Also, this fixture here is made for a little shower, so even without me pulling the diverter valve, water will come out of this fixture here. So that should be either capped, or if you want to install a shower head, that's where you would do it. And here's the drain for the tub. You can see water leaking here, and it's coming out of this rubber gasket.
And that's upstairs.
That's upstairs bathroom. Some outlets have broken face plates, need to be replaced. You also have several loose outlets throughout the home. Again, upstairs there's 4 outlets with open grounds. Pretty typical for older homes to have ungrounded outlets, but they should be updated to grounded outlets. And these are 4 at the left side of the upstairs bedroom. Broken face plates. Also, this outlet was really loose in the wall.
That's the one in the living room.
This is upstairs in the
So upstairs.
upstairs bedroom, yep. And here's kind of the side where all the ungrounded outlets are. Now you have an 1.5-inch drain line for your washer. That's not a problem, but some of these newer washing machines require a 2-inch drain. Sometimes they can overflow a 1.5-inch drain, so that's just a FYI. When you drain your washing machine for the first couple times, I'd recommend monitoring it and making sure it doesn't overflow.
Gotcha.
Loose outlets in the bathroom. We always recommend caulking around your trim tabs and tub spouts in the bathroom. The light fixture in the master is missing the globe, and that appears to be the globe we have in the dishwasher.
Okay, gotcha. I was wondering where that went.
Yep. Typical separation of the caulking at some joints, expansion and contraction. You can typically see that, just a cosmetic repair. This outlet here in the right middle bedroom is got an obstruction in the top outlet, so you can't get a plug all the way in there.
Gotcha.
Doorknobs are old, and some of them kind of give you trouble. This is in that same bedroom. Door needs a strike plate adjustment to latch properly in the left bedroom. Kind of
Doesn't close
yeah,
all the
just
way.
typical old,
Doesn't latch.
yeah, typical old doors. Again, ungrounded outlets. This is in the living room. I'm sorry, this is in that bedroom. GFCI in the bathroom. The hall bath is not tripped. Loose toilet in the hall bath, just needs to be tightened up. Now this is the outlet in the living room that was so loose. When I stuck the tester in there, it moved a little bit and we had a spark and it tripped at the breaker. So most likely,
right with that one.
yeah, most likely just a loose outlet or a loose connection. But since we had a little spark in and it tripped at the breaker, I'm gonna recommend an electrician look at it.
Okay.
And that's right there in the front room there. Another open ground. Now this 20 amp receptacle here in the dining area is live. It's just been painted over. So obviously the obstructions need to be removed from that, or if you don't want to use it, cover it up. But this is a live outlet, the dining area.
Okay.
All right, so underneath, they've made a ton of repairs to the floor system. Most of the repairs look good, but there is a lot of damaged wood left in there. Like here, you can see new wood, but we do have damaged wood. Another shot, I took a lot of shots just kind of FYI. Here's a new beam underneath the rear addition.
Why do you think they would choose not to replace that damaged wood? I mean, it
It's-
wasn't far enough gone, or?
That's either the case, or sometimes the contractor will just add wood and not remove the old wood.
Okay.
Usually best practice is to take the old stuff out. You know, we got wood destroying insects, and also it can do several things: decrease ventilation, and also rot more and transfer over to the new wood.
Okay.
Today, moisture levels were good underneath the house.
And it last rained,
It's not too long ago.
yeah, a few days ago,
Yeah.
over the weekend.
Yep. So here you can see underneath the addition, this looks fine. You got your original double beam rotted through. This is done, but they've got 2 more beams on the other side. So this kind of stuff is okay, but
Okay.
I see other areas that I would recommend a contractor look at.
Okay.
There's our little mouse.
Aw.
He had looked like he was been poisoned, so probably not gonna be around for much longer. But you got loose receptacle boxes. A lot of loose electrical underneath the house that should be buttoned up.
Okay.
Just a shot of your rear addition, what the structure looks like, masonry block piers. So underneath the hall bath, you get about 4 joists that are rotted out completely. They got 2 other new ones on the side, but this old wood needs to be removed.
Okay. It's not wet, but it's rotted and it just...
Oh, it's dusted. So
Okay.
this is where the rear addition meets the end of the original dwelling. So where you got brick, old, masonry block, new. And you can see the ledger of the original dwelling
Yeah.
has got some
deteriorated,
damage.
yeah.
So the damage I see to the floor is not horrendous or in complete need of, you don't need a new floor, but I think somebody should take a look at the entire floor.
Okay.
And again, it goes on like this. This is just down the way from the same area where the new meets old. Here's a shot of your foundation for the original portion of the dwelling. And again, you can see loose electrical that needs to be secured. Now here, underneath the kind of hallway area, we got a lot of mold growth.
Okay.
And that's typically occurs when you have elevated moisture underneath the house. Now,
Sure.
being the winter, the moisture levels today were okay, but this should be treated.
Sure.
And again, we got damaged joists, damaged wood.
And that they can treat that with the spray,
Yeah.
the fungi treatment.
That's right, yeah. The fungus is eating the wood in some areas. Now, you might not have to replace all this wood I'm showing you, but you can see it is deteriorated. Loose electrical. Up front, the moisture levels are a little bit higher, but still below 20%, still acceptable.
Okay.
Now, we do have damage to the subfloor in several areas, and you can also see, it's not horrible. I'm not pushing through it with my finger, but I think it should be evaluated, and you also have mold growth. Just a closer shot of that.
Okay.
Now, they've installed foundation fans underneath. You got different schools of thought on these things. Some people are of the opinion that they remove moisture. Some people think they add moisture. It's tough to say in this situation here. The moisture levels were acceptable, so I just would monitor throughout a year or a season and see what's going on, if you need to do any changes or not.
Is there an alternate solution that you like to see over that, or
Well,
nothing?
if you got adequate ventilation, if we get all the debris and pine straw away from the foundation vents, get the ductwork lifted up off the floor, you may or may not need them. But there's obvious signs that we've had moisture problems underneath this home in the past, which has led to the sump pumps, the damage to the floor, repairs to the floor. I would just keep a good eye on it. And typically when you have your moisture issues, it's going to be in the summer when it's hot and humid.
Raining.
So I'm not saying you need to take these out or leave them in forever, but I would keep an eye on them, see what they're doing.
Make sure they're doing
their job.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best thing I recommend for my clients is to have your termite inspections done in the summer, in August and June when it's hot. And if you got a moisture problem, they should be able to find it then. Yeah, don't not go into the crawl space. It's not fun, but you want to know what's going on in there. And again, we got a new ledger, but here's a damaged beam that's been, like somebody's been prodding at it a good bit. So, and this is underneath that wall right here. So kind
Does
of.
that need to be removed or replaced?
It's tough to say
Okay.
they've got it covered up. I think somebody should take a look at it and
Evaluate.
you may be able to get away with reinforcing it. But it should be evaluated and repaired
Gotcha.
or replaced if the contractor says so. But
Okay.
again, you got a new ledger here, but the ledger is still on this kind of 8-up beam here. It's a double 2x, but again, just needs to be evaluated. And they could have looked at this and said it's okay when they made repairs and just left it.
But you have to say,
Yeah,
send in an expert to.
yeah, we got damage to the floor. I think it should be looked at.
Okay.
Any ductwork that kind of dips or is in contact with the ground should be supported. You want your duct to be straight underneath the house and not in contact with the ground. Now here, this is the sill at the very front of the home, and the damage here was minor, but again, being an older home, it's not uncommon to find this kind of stuff. I think it should all be looked at. Now this is